Well, hello. Um, Happy Tuesday, everyone. I guess this is my regular time slot to do a live. It's become a pattern, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Why we believe what we believe, and how our beliefs become our patterns, and our patterns become our character. There's actually a quote, something like that. I think it was from Gandhi, and I'll have to look that up. But what we do ritually in terms of our thoughts, it become beliefs, become patterns, becomes our character. I think that's how the quote goes. So we're going to look at that or talk about it, explore it. My word for 2024 is the year to explore. So welcome to the Soul Nurturer channel. I am Victoria, and this channel is an unfolding journey, as we are all on an unfolding journey, aren't we? I think my original intention has shifted, and I'm more in a curious space with this channel. What else am I meant to emerge through me for this channel? But anyway, hi Jamie. I'm so glad you're here. I'm wondering if others will join us today. I was just saying this is going to be the regular time slot for now, Tuesdays at 5:55 Pacific time. So anyway, so before I get into my topic, welcome to the Soul Nurture channel. Again, an unfolding channel, as I am an unfolding soul having a human experience. And I love to keep that in all conversations. I think, especially when we're talking about beliefs, we are souls having a human experience. In our human experience, we construct beliefs to navigate this world. And I want to talk more about that in just a moment. But before, I was thinking, I call these lives soul nurturing lives. And I'm like, well, I should offer some more soul nurturing. So before we jump into the topic, and I've got Jamie here with me, but when you're watching this, people are watching this at another time, whenever you need some connection with me, I always love to say, let's just pause and pause together, connect with yourself, connect with your heart, connect with your inner world. How are you doing in this moment? First point of awareness. I think I always say the ABCs of awareness, of transformation, is awareness before choice, but we're often disconnected from our own awareness. We're in the world, we're in a story, we're in somebody else's perspective of us. So it's important to ground, to connect inward, and check in with you, your body, your soul, your companions for this journey. And the more we stay connected, the more we have access to our own soul wisdom, our own soul guidance, our own, what I like to call soul medicine, which we cultivate out of all of our life experiences, mix it up with some soul wisdom, and there we have um, our gifting, what we're here to do, or how we're here to contribute anyway. So, I left my meditation bowl in the car, which I was thinking about just dropping us into this place for a moment, but I just invite you to do that on your own. I just did a wonderful Women's Day retreat on Saturday, and it was amazing. I called it Dream a New Dream for 2024, and I worked with a group of, over there, 8 of us total, and me, including me. It was a beautiful day of reclaiming soul potential and navigating a path forward to nurturing that potential, or what I call becoming a vision actionary. So we did some visioning. It was amazing. And from that, the woman that hosted, beautiful woman named Andrea, that I've been connecting with, one of her dreams was to do women's retreat. So we're doing these small collaborations, but we agreed to launch a bigger trial women's retreat, and we're going to go to Cabo in January 2024. Again, it'll be a small group of women, and I think we already have 2 signed up, and it's going to go fast. But we're probably going to just gather from the people that we know, because it's our first adventure in offering an international women's retreat. But I'm excited because it's been one of my visions for a long time. So I'm grateful for that. So as we start, soul nurturing for me is making connection with your inner world, with your soul, with your compassion, with you, your body, you on this journey with compassion and acceptance. And also, like giving gratitude is a wonderful soul nurturing tool because it sort of it refocuses, shifts our perspective, and dissolves any fear or doubt or hmm, uncertainty, which is a big part of beliefs, which I'm going to get into in a moment. So let's take a moment. Again, when you're watching this, I have my Jamie is here, and Jamie, aren't you 3 hours ahead? So this is quite a commitment for you. Is it 3 hours or 2 hours where you are? I don't remember in this moment, but I do know it's a little later where you are, and at this time for me, 6 o'clock on the Pacific coast, it is like my mind starts to turn off a little bit. You're 3 hours ahead. Well, bless you for being with me this late in the evening. For me, like I said, it's like there's some part of me, I think, conditioned all the years of working, morning till 5, and 6 o'clock is around the time now my mind goes, okay, aren't you supposed to be just relaxing now, or we're clocking out? But I really wanted to be here. Oh, thank you, Jamie. You're such a sweetheart. She says you're worth it. I don't know how. I did it one time. It's so funny with these lives. There's a way to set up requests that the chat gets carried over when the live then just becomes a regular video on YouTube. But I don't know what I did, and so when you're watching live with me, all your comments go away. And so I always invite those who are watching live and do comment to go back underneath the video when it's up there and comment there, because it's comments and likes that help me expand my viewer base. And ultimately, it's not for me, it's not about viewers, and I don't like the word followers. Like, oh, my followers, it feels silly to me. I like um, considering we're partnering on a journey together, and if you're supporting me and supporting others, right? So that's why I request that. Okay, so I had a different topic on my heart yesterday, but this morning I thought this one popped in, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go with something I know. But as I was exploring it, I was like, well, this one there's a lot to it. So I'm going to just do top of the trees here, exploring our beliefs, why we believe what we believe. My other topic, I think I'll tee that up for next week. I don't even know why I said that. I don't play golf. I'll prepare that for next Tuesday. That topic, this came to me like it was one of those. I always say get some of my best downloads in the shower or the bath. I was taking a bath actually, and I was thinking about spiritual bypass, and I was thinking about, as someone, and I know a lot of my viewers are also on a spiritual journey, and on a spiritual journey, we practice the tools of acceptance and forgiveness. Beautiful, right? Forgiveness and acceptance and finding grace. These are all beautiful things. But what came to me in the bathtub was, if we go directly to forgiveness in some situations, we are doing a spiritual bypass. So I'm going to explore that more next Tuesday. But it's kind of like, again, as a soul having a human experience, a soul is guiding us on our spiritual journey, wants us to go to those tools because then we can clear all the debris of the human experience. Forgiveness helps us clear that. Acceptance helps us be with ourselves and others in a more soul connected way. But if we bypass with, I'm just going to forgive, I find in my background, I do pride myself that I can go to forgiveness quickly, but I was going to forgiveness too quickly and not learning the lesson of the issue with the person, or not knowing how to set a boundary. And so I'm exploring something different, and I'm going to talk more about that next week on Tuesday. Okay. So let me go to my notes. How's everything going, Jamie? How are you doing? I know here we had a snowstorm last Friday. It's been so cold, and I'm from Southern California. I was raised there. When it's cold and icy, it's just all I want to do is just hunker down with a blanket around me and a cup of hot cocoa. So it's a little bit challenging for me, but trusting too. I do love. It reminds me that I'm still in a winter time here. and I'm pointing to my heart and my soul. I am not feeling this energy to go out and do a lot. I'm loving the gentle, I'm calling it pace with grace, gentle opening of this new year. Okay, so why we believe what we believe. And, it's kind of like I said, a very, very big topic. Oh, cold there too, dropping to 16 degrees tonight. Yes, it was like 12 degrees the other night here, and it's going slowly up back into the 20s. But it has just been not my favorite. Okay, so let me go to my notes. So, first of all, I love this quote. I, I seem to quote John O'Donohue the most because I love his material, his work. He left such a beautiful legacy. And this quote was like perfectly kind of sets up what I wanted to explore today. The soul is always wiser than the mind, even though we are dependent on the mind to read the soul for us. Even though we are dependent on the mind to read the soul for us. Do you see the problem there? So, as souls coming into this world, you know, I think that we're intact with our potential, our purpose, our unique expression, our unique soul essence. And by the way, I wanted to say all these videos are my journey of discovery, my various eclectic trainings from transformational hypnotherapy to Jungian based spiritual direction work to NLP to dream work, all the many trainings I've done, and I've done a lot. Like, I studied with Brian Weiss with past life regressions. I studied with um, Reverend Michael Beckwith I was on a path to become a spiritual practitioner. I had thought about becoming a reverend. So many different, well, I'm an internet reverend. I have married people. So, you know, I technically am not a true reverend because I didn't go through the whole training, but I do have some piece of paper that says I am one. So, but yeah, that was my soul call, expanding from the very beginning based on this topic too, or aligned with this topic. From the very beginning as a child, I was always curious about not only what we believe about ourselves and the world, but what do we believe in terms of faith. I was one of those kids that he would open the door to those who are coming to share their faith at the door. I was so curious. And curiosity is a helpful tool on a transformational path, especially when exploring why you believe what you believe. So, this quote here is reminding us the soul is wiser than the mind, but in our human form, the mind can override the soul, right? So, dependent on the mind to read the soul for us. Now, our mind gets programmed before we're even in the world. When we're in utero, the first experience we have of this human experience is our mother's inner environment. And we begin to have a felt sense of the world we're moving into. And then when we're in the world, remember the first primary function in the human experience is meeting our needs. The first need, the need to feel safe. Other needs, the needs for need for clothing and shelter and food, um, but the need to belong, the need to matter, the need to to be welcomed. But belonging is really the key need there, and so those needs begin to set us up to create beliefs, taking on the beliefs of our family of origin. Our family of origin, our parents are our first teachers in this earth school journey. And we don't have the capacity to go, oh, that doesn't make any sense to me. We take in these beliefs, we take in the references we're receiving from our first teachers, our parents, our caregivers. So, and then I call those the hand me down beliefs that we just like, yeah, well, this is what my mom believes, what my dad believes, this is what our family believes. And I have a quick little story about that little joke I heard along the way. Just want to see if anybody else is here. Okay. Oh, that's right, Jamie. You're from Southern California again. I used to joke around. I worked at the Grammy Awards for years ago, and the people who were running the awards at that time were Southerners. And I have this as an empath. I think empaths do this when we're around people with different accents or whatever. We can pick it up a little bit. So people would say to me, when I'd be like talking a little bit like from the South, right? And they'd say, "Oh, are you from the South?" And I'd say, "Yes, I am. I am from Southern California." And that was my joke. Anyway, off on a tangent. I feel today, it was the first day I rested after the retreat, and I poured a lot into that retreat. And the next day, I just needed to have my me time, refuel time. And today, I'm feeling energized. And of course, the moon's in Aries, so when the moon goes into Aries, we feel a little bit more called to take action and tend to have a little more energy in general. So, anyway, where was I going? So our mind, we're getting programmed with these references and how to do life, and it's the way that we get that primary need of being safe, those hand me down beliefs, and we don't have the capacity to question them or be curious about them. They just become what we know. It's another word that is very connected to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind doesn't know wrong or right, good or bad. It just knows what it's been given as a reference. Okay. So, but in that time, we're taking on those hand-me-down beliefs. Maybe our family has a certain faith, and we become that faith, and we live through that faith, and we believe what we're taught to believe, right? And but the beliefs that I'm really focusing on is the belief about yourself. And those get generated again from in utero to about 7 or 8. I talk about this a lot, but I think it's important to talk about it because it is the key component to how we transform. Asking, why do I believe what I believe? Being curious about it. Why do I believe that? Where did I learn that from? Oh, my mom thought that, or that's what my family believed. And so we question. And I always point out this, and Jamie, you probably have heard me say this. What is the word in the middle of the word believe or belief? I'm take a sip of my tea. What is the word? And you could type it in if you know it, Jamie. Hmm. And usually when I do a workshop and I ask that question, people will shout out, live, live. And Jamie, you have it. It's lie. Be it's lie in the middle of belief and believe. And so that helps point out that we need to question what beliefs do we have that aren't even true, not even true, right? So that's a key. So, oh, the story, I forgot. I was telling the story. Okay, I had to go back to my notes to find that. I don't know where I heard this story. Probably because it's been so long. Probably Wayne Dyer. He was one of my spiritual teachers, and only got to meet him once. But his work found me when I was about 17. He was like a spiritual dad to me because I didn't have a healthy male role model. His books became that for me. And so I probably got it from him because I got so much from him. So here it goes. Um, and this is kind of helps us understand how we just take on these hand me down beliefs and we don't question them until we do. So this husband and wife, they have this ritual that is a ritual that she got from her mother and her mother's mother, her grandmother. And that is that every Sunday it was tradition to make a roast beef dinner. And so one Sunday, the husband's watching her prepare all the food, and he notices her take out the meat and she slices half an inch off the end of each end and just tosses that meat. And he's like, that's curious. And so he asks her, why did you just do that? Oh, she said, this is the way you make roast beef. It's how it's done. It's how it's always done. It's how my mom did it, how my grandmother did it, how my great grandmother did it. It's just the way you do it. He's like, huh. Unsatisfied, his curiosity was piqued. Then a month later, her mother comes to spend that Sunday with them. So he's like, aha, she'll know. So he asks her, and she says, I don't know, that's the way my mother always did it. So I think it keeps it more moist, or it does something, tenderizes the meat. There's a reason you do it, and it's the way we do it. And then finally, they're blessed with a visit from her mother's mother, great grandmother. And he asks her, what's the secret with this special recipe? And she says, I don't know what you're talking about. My pan is always so small for the meat. I have to cut the meat to make it fit. And so there was a reason for the great grandmother to prepare the meat that way. But the others just saw her doing that and assumed that was the only way, that was the right way. There's no questioning of it. This is what we do. So I love that story because it really does set us up to say, wait a minute, why do I do what I do? Just like the husband was so curious. So curiosity is a great support for questioning, why do I believe what I believe? Where did I get that? Now, the bigger question is this belief supporting me and who I'm meant to be? Is it aligned with my soul potential? Remember the John O'Donohue quote, even though we are dependent on the mind to read the soul for us. So I would suggest that we need to connect through meditation and prayer and dream work with our souls to let the soul review the mind and then update the mind, letting our beliefs be true for us. Okay, so let's see. Oh, here, so I looked up the quote. I did look up the quote, and it is by Gandhi. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions, and your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. Okay, so it's all connected to our needs. So for me, what I've learned in my work, and I hope I finished that thought. I've got a lot of thoughts swimming right now, that this is just my point of view. You are the expert of you. This is through all my trainings and with sitting with, I was trying to think how many people I've met with over the years. I know I'm in the thousands. I just don't know the exact number. I've met with, I've had the great honor of meeting with a lot of people, listening to their stories. My mind works on, I like lasers in on those beliefs that are constricting their potential. Um, so, so this comes from that. My lived experience personally, doing my own inner work continually, doesn't go away. Continues to call us to. It's a constant reclaiming and up leveling, and it's. I think of it as two examples: is tending our soul garden, the soul potential, the seeds of possibility, and then the human experience, that's all the weeds in the garden that we've got to constantly be pulling out, and tending to, right? And also, like, you don't clean your house just one time, right? You don't clean your refrigerator just one time. We are having to throw out old stuff, right, to make room for what is nourishing to us, right? So soul work and soul care and inner work is a continual process. Okay. Okay. Jamie, do you have any questions so far as I continue to unfold my little notes here? Do you have any questions? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm just going to see if you have any questions. I'm on my notes, but nope, you're just listening, and it's just you. Or it looks like there's one other person here with us. And come reveal yourself. Don't be shy. I was saying to my group on Saturday, I love to play with words, and this group was women 50 years and older. And I'm like, you know what? Let's let go of older and just become bolder. I think at this age, when we get older, we've lived enough, we've gathered a lot of wisdom, we've learned, we've grown, and let's not have the focus be on getting older, but rather on how we can be bolder with who we are and why we're here. How about that? Do you like that, Jamie? You ready to be bolder? Because I am. I was saying that to a friend the other day. My hair always, when I'm on these, it's like that's all I notice is my hair. Okay, and then what I always notice, I've got some crazy hair going on. And one of these days, my dream is I'm going to have a hair and makeup person. Wouldn't that be fun? Right. Okay. I'm feeling playful all of a sudden. How are you feeling, Jamie? What have you been noticing as your January is unfolding? How are you feeling? What are you noticing? So, and as I'm asking you that question, tying it into what's next, this awareness of noticing what we're believing and catching, I call it catching the belief and being with it and saying, is this helpful to me? Is it empowering or is it disempowering? Is it aligned with my soul potential? Is it going to lift me up or is it going to pull me down? Right. And it does take a continual, like I said, effort, like tending a garden to notice and catch those beliefs. Um, and I will say this, I think it takes great bravery to question the beliefs you received as a child because our needs are so intertwined with our beliefs. And there's an unconscious loyalty to family beliefs because our primary needs got met there or didn't. But even if they didn't, there's still a hook of, that first imprint of safety, family. So, so this speaks to why it's so hard to change our beliefs because there's a lot of unconscious stuff going on. One reason it's hard to change our beliefs is the greatest fear we have is the fear of the unknown. Number one fear. Well, actually, I'll never forget this during my hypnotherapy training. They said that the number one fear was the fear of public speaking. I thought that was so strange. What do you mean? More so than the fear of the unknown, more so than the fear of dying? And the reason is a very primal reason. Remember, our brains, our primal um, brains are the survivor, keeping us safe, meeting our needs, and that when one is speaking in public, which I don't feel it so much because I'm just looking at this screen in front of me. But if I was in a room with 100 people, the fear would arise, and it comes from the fear of being um, singled out, like you're separated from your tribe or your clan, and then the fear is literally like I'm going to be eaten alive. You actually hear people say that when they talk about I just can't, I don't want to do the public speaking. It's like I'm just going to be eaten alive, and I've heard it so many times. Done a lot of work with people reclaiming their confidence and structuring inner support so they can stand up and talk in front of anyone. It took me some time to get used to talking to just the camera, and I do go through that sort of primal fear every time I put a video out there because it's like, will I be? It's the unconscious fear of needs not getting met. Will I be no longer belonging? Am I going to be a target? Will I be attacked? Right? And these days, that's not too far from the truth with the trolls and whatnot. Fortunately, knock on wood, knock on heaven's gate, saying, please keep me safe from that because um, I'm pretty tender. So I've been really blessed with kind comments so far. But there's a quote by it's either Brene Brown, I think it is Brene Brown, where she said that someone told her when the trolls come, that means you've made it. So so it's a good reframe to think about it. Okay, so questioning what we believe and some ways to get to those beliefs. What are you telling yourself about what is the entry point there. When something happens, sorry, my cursor's not working. When something happens and you feel triggered by it, and you feel, yeah, trigger is a way that our unconscious is rumbling around, right? Like, ooh, you're right over something that wants your attention. A belief is connected oftentimes to an unmet need or a wound. And then we go into these coping mechanisms of trying to overcompensate to sort of prove to the world that that's not true when who we need to prove it to is ourselves. I see this all the time in terms of, say, you don't feel like you're enough. Hello, Lena. I'm going to read your comment in just a moment. Say you have a fear of not being enough. And so, what's the overcompensating action? doing way more than is needed so that you can get external validation. Like, oh, they really love when I do all this. But the healing is to disconnect from the lie that you're not enough and put on, I think of beliefs are like putting on a supportive clothes, right? Put on the energy of I am enough, and you don't need external validation. You just get to be yourself, right? So it's when something's happening that you get triggered or something's going on in the world, then you get to look at what your beliefs are around that. And you, I always say this to my clients, you and only you have access to your inner world. Someone like me can hold your hand as you go do that deeper work, but it is up to you to break the agreements, to say that's a lie, that's not who I am. I'm not going to believe that anymore. And then try on a belief that's more supportive, that allows you to live the life you desire. I'm looking at the clock. It's already 30 minutes. This time goes so fast when I'm on here with you guys. Okay, Jamie, I'm going to read your note here. I am such a time unknown and it's hard. Yeah, being in the unknown can be hard. And here's the thing I want you to get. What you do know is you get to know yourself more, and you uh, do an inventory of your strengths. Another thing is to think of times that you were in another time that felt like fear of the unknown or challenging transition, how you navigated that. And what you will know, what you do know, is that you'll be wherever you are, and you have the capacity to be with whatever is. And this is where our faith does come in too, like a higher power, God, whatever you connect to, that you're not alone. But mostly we have to recognize we're capable. And wherever we're going, we have all the wisdom and all the experiences that we've grown through with us to support us. Okay. Yes, Lena, we are enough. And I find that with women, we are constantly having to reclaim that our enoughness. Um, Still being still and in neutrality. Okay. Listening to the rain, I choose to let myself be still. I totally get that. I totally get that. I'm trying to remember what your rising is. I don't remember, but I totally get that need for stillness, because when we're still and we're not participating in the noise of the world, that is when our soul can arise more and guide us and give us those great gems of guidance to move forward, right? Okay, there seems like there was something else I wanted to say, so let me look right here at my notes, this toggling back and forth. Um, oh, I did want to share that one of the greatest tools I found, if you want to do some deep work and you really want to, let go. So we create beliefs that can keep us stuck, and we think we're being safe, but they can really keep us immobilized. And sometimes the beliefs are connected to other people, and that's that dependency on other people or the external, and we can get kind of stuck there. So I really really love Byron Katie's work. Do you all know that work? It's called The Work. And I don't think it fits for everything, because she's pretty extreme, I'd say. Like, I remember listening to her work with somebody who has grief, and I was just like, oh, you're missing it. She was telling them that you could look beyond that. And sometimes I think her work is a spiritual bypass, yet it's also very powerful for getting deep into the root issue that we can't see because it's unconscious, right? So I'm looking for, I thought I put it in here. She has 4 questions. And where did I put it? Huh. We'll see if I can remember them, because I didn't share it. Okay, well, I'm going to stop looking at my notes because I'm getting distracted. I'm just going to speak from my heart. So basically, the essence of Byron Katie's work is to question what you believe in a very profound way. And so the first question is, like, you do a belief statement like, let's see, so and so is a bully. Okay, not mentioning any names here. So and so is a bully, and I can't stand that he's a bully. So the belief is he's a bully. The first question is that true? And yeah, I think that's true. Do you know that to be true? Well, maybe not. I don't know the person directly, but I feel like he's a bully. And then you go to who, oh shoot, I got to look it up. Um, who would you be without the belief that he's a bully? You know, of course, it is our beliefs that create the emotions, right? So when I'm thinking of someone being a bully, I'm frustrated, I'm angry. I don't want that person to be continue to hurt other people. And so I'm triggered, right? And the most powerful part of the work is what she calls the turnaround. Turn that belief around. He's a bully. Ultimately, what you find is you look at these different perspectives. This work is about shifting your perspective. And then you get very real. And so a turnaround may be, I'm a bully, right? And of course, I'd go, no, I'm not. I'm a nice person. I'm kind. I'm not a bully. But sometimes I did this a while ago and another time, 2016. I was working with this one a lot. And I did arrive at, I sometimes bully myself with my thoughts and my beliefs. And so that takes me to the one place I can work, and that is within myself. Does that make sense? Can't change everybody. We can't change everybody in the world. In fact, we can't change anybody. We can change ourselves. We can change our beliefs. We can connect to our soul more. We can explore our soul wisdom more through our dream work, through journaling. A wonderful journaling prompt is, what does my soul want me to know today? And then you just let your hand move across the paper, stream of consciousness, just letting it flow, and then read that. If you have a faith, what would God say to me about this? What would my best friend say about this to me? That bypasses the ego. The ego, Wayne Dyer said, is edging guidance out, or he said edging God out, but we could say edging guidance out. He also called it earth guide only. But ego is that part of us constructed to be safe, it's and to navigate the world. And ego does not want to change because you're asking that ego part of you to deconstruct everything you know that has kept you safe. And so there's going to be pushback. Okay, I'm going to look at Lena. Um, okay, I've had a busy time but used meditations to help, but may have overdone it. You over meditated? Wow, 4 hours of meditation. I would say, yeah, that's a lot, but is it helping you? I mean, overdone, I wonder what you mean by that. Um, Codependency, you've heard me say this before, Lena. Codependency is unconsciously trying to get needs met from someone else when recognizing we're worthy of meeting those needs. It's like we feel, I said this to a client, something like this, and we both were like, I got to write that down. I'm going to look it up because I want to get it right. Um, it was profound for me as well. So let me see if I can find that. But yeah, codependency is a wiring to get our needs met on the external, and we become addicted to it. We can be addicted to people because it's also familiar too. So let's see, what did I say? Hmm. Okay, well, it was something like, oh, here it is. It's not up to others to prove our worth. It's up to us to claim our worth. Okay. So codependency can be like we're waiting for them to see us, to meet our needs, to take care of what we need. And so we give to them instead of give to ourselves for our own healing and unhook from the limited belief that's keeping us stuck in a codependent relationship. And I love that you did a vision board today. Lena, that is my number one go-to tool to help break the unconscious familiarity to patterns and a lifestyle that doesn't work for us anymore. It it gives your subconscious mind enough references to say, oh, she's authorizing this. This is safe. I also invite you to write, it is safe for me to have all this, to experience all this, and you are worthy. Write that on your board. I'm worthy of this. And then work with that vision board to get familiar with what it looks like. Let it launch you into visualization another way to get your subconscious mind on board with you. Okay. All right. Well, I'm at 40 minutes, ladies. That went so fast. Any questions before I wrap up about beliefs or patterns? If I can just leave you with this, if you just go right in. I had a client that used to call me the belief surgeon. He would go right into that belief and operate there and and illuminate it, bring light to it, and say, is this supporting me or not? And this is where Katie Byron's work can work really well. What turn it around, and then I like to say, what belief would be more supportive? You know, thinking that a part of me is a bully. What can I think instead? That I am a compassionate, loving person, and so are other people. And this othering, this that's projection. So we're reclaiming the projection with this work. I think Byron and Katie's work is the best at that, reclaiming or pulling your projection back and integrating that in yourself. Okay, so good. Your meditation was good. Okay, I made you smile. Yay! I achieved a goal today. I love making people, not make, helping people smile. Can't make you do anything, but I can certainly support you in that. All right, as I leave you, and for those watching this video later, please do subscribe, comment, all of that. Let me know how you're taking care of yourself, how you're nurturing your soul potential, and just know that you're worth it. And I think that's really the key for all of us. Continually reclaim you are worthy of all you desire. You're worthy of your authentic soul expression. You are worthy, not only worthy, but you in your full essence is needed. That's the contribution that only you can bring into this beautiful world, and to bring your light to illuminate your path forward and the path of others, perhaps, so we can support each other. All right. Thanks for being with me, ladies. Oh, yay. Thanks. It just came out right. Okay. I love you. I love you. Just go spread some light and love around. Okay. And all will be well. I'll be back with you guys for the full moon coming up, and I'll do a video on that. All right. Continue to stay connected to my channel, and you're welcome, Jamie. Take good care until then. All right. Bye.